liberty, and justice for all.
Roll call. Alderman Ron Barnett.
Here.
Alderman Representative
Here.
Alderman Hacker.
Here.
Carl, they're calling, say the link, we can't get it right now.
Okay.
Ain't that right? Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion for the approval of the agenda.
A second. Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the consent
I make a
agenda.
motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Oh. Public hearing on property taxes. Anybody here for that? Gonna be things that was last year. We can't raise it. And we sure can't afford to lower it.
No.
Can't raise it without voter approval, but is anybody here for that part? Anybody got any questions? If not, we'll move on. Unfinished business, none. New business, please take it further. In principle, the chamber has agreed to pay the fee for one. Correct? Yeah. But I got it on hold right now. But it's there to get, I mean, we want, they don't pay for it. The 900, I got $900.
Chamber's going to pay for that.
Chamber's gonna pay for it. And a few other things that when we get into the departmental, I'll mention that. Unfinished business, none. Ticket printer, bill on the tax, I guess it is. Yeah. Need a motion for the first reading of Bill 988.
I make a motion for the reading of Bill 988, heading only.
I'll second that. Motion made, take roll call.
Roll call vote for first reading of Bill 988 by heading only. Alderman Ron Barnett.
Yeah.
Alderman Representative
Here.
Alderman Hacker.
Aye.
First reading of Bill 988. An ordinance asserting the amount of money necessary to be raised by taxation for the general revenue purposes during the year 2022 and fixing the annual rate of levy therefore.
Motion for the second reading.
Make a motion for the second reading of 988, heading only.
Second.
Motion made and second, roll call.
Roll call vote for second reading of Bill 988. Alderman Ron Barnett.
Aye.
Alderman Dr. Zen Rudolph.
Aye.
Alderman Hacker.
Aye.
Second reading of Bill 988. An ordinance asserting the amount of money necessary to be raised by taxation for the general revenue purposes during the year 2022 and fixing the annual rate of levy therefore.
Motion for adoption.
Make a motion to adopt Bill number 988.
Second. Motion made and second, roll call.
Roll call vote for passage of Bill 988. Alderman Ron Barnett.
Yes.
Alderman Dr. Zen Rudolph.
Abstain.
On the what?
Abstain.
Alderman Hacker.
Aye.
Aye. Motion failed. Bill not adopted.
You got any idea what we're supposed to do, Doc?
Well, this hasn't really been, there's an amount mentioned for general revenue purposes, it's $38,149, but there's been no mention in the meeting or the public as to how that money is dispersed, you know, what what's the intent of what?
That's not what we're voting on, we're voting on the 1%, that's all you're voting on, the 1%. How it's dispersed and everything is another subject to be handled in another way. We're voting on the 1%. That's all we're allowed at all, which is what we've had for 10 years at least. But we just won't have no taxes to, we get money, that's all we
I
have.
can't turn them to the county to have them collect taxes for it.
Huh?
I can't give that to the county clerk to have them collect our taxes next year.
It's really gonna be a difference.
Let's not take it.
Well, answer that, I asked, I mentioned my point, but perhaps you could answer the question.
We should ask the question before we voted. You have that right. But too late now, this is final, we can't do nothing. The next time. Let's I call a special meeting. Carl, I can bring it back up, that, it's voted down. That's your prerogative, that's your privilege. But you sure open can of worms. Okay. Give motion for, we can't have an annual budget if we don't have no taxes.
I'll have to amend the budget. I'll have to remove the $27,000 for real estate tax, and we have to remove the $6,500 for personal property tax. For as far as like income, or estimated revenue, so there's nothing to be done.
So we're going to leave this, we're going to adopt it, or we still adopt it, probably without.
I could scratch off these line items so we can adopt it tonight.
Okay, I'll call a special meeting next week. I'll get another alderman here with it. Motion to table it.
Make a motion, table.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Department. You got anything?
I got nothing.
Police department, and he's gonna be here momentarily. I don't have numbers. Do you have any reports on? He said that he was at Bell Building. Where about that number is. And he would be here. So I don't have anything to report, but I don't know what he's getting. He will be here later. If he gets there before we go out of this section, we'll get a report from him. Fire department. And Ronald, Frankie's on vacation, so and you want to introduce yourself? He's taking in command with.
Yeah, my name's Phil Lenars, filling in for Frankie while he's out.
He may have some things, any questions, anything, he's here to help us.
All right. They had 3 calls from month. One was a medic, 2 was 8 calls for St. Jan. The radios have been ordered, they are being programmed. They said it will be a few weeks to receive them. We was able to get the AC unit fixed in 7842 in-house. The problem was a broken O-ring in the line on the low pressure side. Plus, we had to install a new LED light on the pump panel of 7842 due to the light that was on there went bad. We're in the process of trying to find LED strobes for 7842. Some of them are out, but we need to replace them due to safety being on an emergency scene. We took 7851 down to Steamboat Tank to get a new hose that goes from the tank to the pump due to a hole in it. We are having them weld in an adapter for our water leveler so we can see how much water we have left in the tank. We need some new 1.5-inch fire hose due to we do not have backup hose if they get damaged. We need 2 new nozzles, one on the truck is bad and we need a backup one due to if we have one fail on us while we're fighting fire. We need a new suction valve for 7842 because the one that was on the truck went bad. We sent it to then we're gonna discuss the fall barbecue at the next monthly garden. And Dave, have you got the active 911 page?
Yeah, I sent it last week.
And that's all I got. We can discuss the fire hose, all the stuff that we need with Frankie when he gets back.
We'll have to get with Brandy, sit down and get all this put together, see what the department can pay, what the city can, and then I'll see if the chamber can have that. We'll have to sit down and work on that.
And also say that the amount, that's needed is a lot of stuff. And there ought to be some kind of prioritization. Look at it.
Right, we're just gonna figure out how much everybody can pay.
Street department,
We got a list of what we need to be done, but we got a lot of patches we gotta start off first. But in the near future, we're gonna have to get, Walnut, 4th Street up to Mary Cliff, we gotta have to re-asphalt that. And 8th Street going up to the apartments, towards the park, that's gonna have to be repaved. It's beyond patching, we're gonna have to, it's all cracked up. Put a little bit, so them 2 streets would be our next candidate to get asphalt.
we're gonna go a different route, but we're gonna do both of them, potholes and bags.
Yeah.
We're working on that to get, that's what they're doing in things. And we'll have to have some balls for bigger places. We'll be working on that. I don't know anything else on things there,
We got a list, 8th Street, 7th Street, 6th,
Yes.
from the 788, Walnut, Locust, 3rd, Sycamore, 3rd, Cedar. And this myriad of potholes and stuff that we're gonna patch right away. That we got to
we had to put 2 new batteries in the white dump truck today.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
That's all I got.
wastewater, water,
The wastewater treatment plant has been running smoothly since we had to haul all the sludge off there. That was a huge job of undertaking, and all the guys really got together and got that done. Helpful. With respect to the wastewater grinder lift stations, there was a replacement of the starter relay box at 4th Street. Contactor on 3rd Street, and another contactor, trouble that one, on Arnold's Industrial Drive. And they had to also replace the starter relay box and thermal capacitor insert. So it's been pretty active maintenance on the individual houses as well as the intermediate pumps. As far as water distribution, maintenance, there was a cleaning of the can feed pump at the tower. That is chemicals that we put in it to make sure that it's up to code. There was a call for water running on the ground at 395th, and there was an angle stop that failed and was bypassing water. There was a loss of 82,000, roughly 82,000 gallons that went through the meter. That was at 4th Street. It was turned off. There was a meter on 4th Street turned off due to a resident request. They needed to remove the meter due to that angle stop failure. And we need to get on flushing dead end hydrants, plus overflow towers. So, sold for July was just over 679,000 gallons. And it was reported 663,590 purchased from the county. Okay. Any questions?
We made the losses this time. I'm only got one thing to tell you people, everybody wants to know why rates are high. We had to pay that the sewer thing he just talked about. It cost us $27,000 just to get through, because we had to pump everything in the clarifier out and haul it. $27,000 just to get down there to fix it, and I can't fix it. That's one thing, it's 20-some years old, and they use black pipe, and so that's one reason, if we only had what we use, we wouldn't have to have big rates. There's always something going on. We're working on getting the wastewater, new project and everything, get some revenue fees, but that's it. But that's why the rates are what they are. We have to pay for every gallon of water that comes in through that meter out there, and if we have a leak, we still got to pay for it. They're supposed to give us some breaks, but some more there and they don't. So we pay for it. We pay for the same gallon of water as that guy lives out there on 61 pays for it. And that's right, but we do.
Well, we also hope to get in some ARPA grants to get some repairs and upgrading of our sewer systems. So, absolutely.
And we're working on some grants, but
That takes time. Takes time.
anybody got any questions on it? Okay, Park, Cemetery, and Hamilton Road. Okay, it's citizen participation. Anybody got anything you want to say about it? Our rule is you have to stand up, give your name and address, and then say what you want. Sometimes we can respond, sometimes we can't, depend on what it is.
That is no problem. Kathy Bergman, and we live at 991 Kaufman. We were just really curious about the piece of property. I don't know the address, but it's on 4th Street, is it 3rd or 4th Street?
Next to the vehicle.
Yeah, probably next to Carl, the
Next
trailer.
to your place.
Yes, it's right in between his place and our place. We're just interested in what's going to be done with it because it does look inhabitable. Yes. And also the property is on the other side. I'm thinking you guys were doing a safe burn or something. I mean, what is going on with that property there? Just very curious what's going on.
This property, you talking about the brick house?
No, that brown.
Their house right there, the park, and stay on them right now, and not be in violation of fixing something down on the agenda that we are definitely going to be working on. Both and any other place, we will be taking a survey, and we are going to get with our attorney, our police department, and we're going to take action. I can assure you that. Now, anything else here?
Yeah, Eric Bergman, 991. Do you think 3rd Street maybe because these ditches, do we need to clean these ditches out? That's why I think a lot of the potholes and that's coming from. And what do we need to do that?
Grab shovel.
I mean, you give me an excavator or a backhoe, I'll do it for nothing, just do it, haul it off from my dump truck.
That's going to be a company, I've been working on trying to get that done for 10 years. Because I've lived there for 10 years. And so I always go across and go through my car lot and everything, and I keep trading it, so I understand the problem.
Wow.
But
Road.
if we do that ditch, we're going to have to get an engineer in here, we're going to have to notify every property owner because it's got to be changed. So much over the years, the yards are going all the way out to the road. The culverts are the length of the property, and they cave in and you can't fix them. If we fix 3rd Street, it's going to be where if you got 2 driveways, you have 2 culverts. Everything else will be a ditch. and so far it takes a lot of money. Now, under the rules, if we dig a ditch and it needs covered, it's the landowner's responsibility. At one time, we had enough around here that we were gonna use them, but we may be able to work out something on the culverts anyhow. But if we dig, have to dig through, the landowner's responsible for the culvert. The contractor who's digging the ditch will put it in,
Maybe pay for the culvert. But that would probably erase a lot of the potholes in Third Street. And the road going back all the time.
most of it will, there's one down through there, a sump pump's called Nick, I know what it's called. It's gotta be rerouted. Right here.
Hey, Melvin, Prince, 41 Church Street. I have 3 items. Dave and I have already talked. We were discussing some of these issues. We agree on some, not agree on the others. First thing is public information for citizens in City Hall. And Dave responded about, he sends it to the Sun Tab, and it's in the same team here. I was thinking, you could put a little box right there where people don't have to go to St. Jan or buy a newspaper. They look at that and see who's the new policeman. I don't have a clue who he is. Yeah. And Dave told me he works at night. I've never seen him. I might have seen him around, but I didn't know who he was. We need to know who's who. And like information, the city worker went off. Then it's, I say where it is, rumor mill. You put a little caption up there that you know what's going on.
Got the board meeting, you find out a lot of things too.
True. However, look
That's
at
what they'll have them right come up for people to come to the board meeting, find out anything you want to find out.
most people not going to come to the board.
And then they read the newspaper.
Well, I'm just saying, it's easy to put something
Well,
down.
I'm sorry, wait a minute, let me do that back up. I apologize to you, but I'm not supposed to say anything. Okay, you got your 3 minutes. So I apologize for waiting. Your 3 minutes starts again right now.
Information deal behind the door, so we just walk up to City Hall. Number 2, several of us, especially on the polls, they talk about what's wrong with having an urgent care in St. Mary. We're 15 to 20 minutes driving ourselves to a hospital. We need an urgent care somewhere around here. We're the southern part of the county. We have a first responder. But where's the first responder today? He's in Florida. Ain't gonna happen. We have senior citizens that have gotten older. I've been here 29 years. And there's a whole lot of people older than me. And we do have issues. And third of all, my favorite topic. Because you guys brought it up. I had already talked with Dave about it. You don't even have Church Street on that list of improvements.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, and I spoke to Dale Wright about it. Matter of fact, he called me yesterday, and we talked at length. And he said the biggest thing he told me that will help everything that came up today, and Paul brought it up. ARPA funds. He said the state has $6 billion, and they did not help us in the tornado, not one penny. He said, this is what Bill Wright said. He said, they should be willing to waive anything that we request and matching funding and honor our request. And Dave said, it's over $30,000 in the street fund. Do you know what will happen if we put in for that? You double. You go from 30,000 to 60,000. You do a whole lot of stuff. But we keep on patching. I've been here 29 years. I'm still waiting to get a street. You know, common sense say after 29 years, whether you like it or not, hey, something's got to be here. 29 years, I pay taxes. I think we deserve a street. Carl and I and Mrs. Riverhawk. I think we do. Because when I first asked for it, it was $5,000. You don't believe me? I got the receipt that the guy came out and gave. Now it's gonna be double, about $60,000. We do a whole lot of stuff, fix up all that stuff. But, on the ARPA funds, he said that we could talk with, Sandy Cathy. She'd help us write everything. She'd tell us how to do it and everything. And I'd be more than willing to work with whomever to help get these funds from the sewer plant, streets, you know, whatever. But we need to look at it in a different way. Really need to know, because the money's there, and everybody's at it. If we don't get it, shame on us.
Is that it?
So,
There you go.
yeah, that's it.
I agree with it. Agree with it 100%. Needs to be taken care of and at least fight for anyway.
Oh, I got this rock. Big rock and little rock.
You know, it's been, the problem is it's been neglected for so long, the city has, and haven't been upkeep with it.
Man,
That's a
right behind
problem.
you don't have one there.
And that's a
Ain't
problem,
that
people
gravel?
left it so long, now we're playing catch up, trying to catch up on the streets that we normally have, to take care of, other than your gravel road there.
That's not a private road, that's a city street.
Well, I understand that, yeah, but it's been gravel ever since, so, I mean, it never had asphalt, which it needs to be, I agree with you.
It's simple. Under the rules, we can't discuss this till we put it on the agenda next week. And I got so many people watching me if I break the rules. I get a phone call, and I gotta justify it. I would love to answer a couple of his questions. And I can put it on the agenda next week, and I still believe in citizen participation, we should be allowed to, as long as we ain't voting on anything, I don't think it would be wrong. And I'm gonna dig into that a little bit. But I would like to carry on conversation with a lot of people out there back and forth. I'm not scared to answer questions, and really know. I love it, you know, because usually anything I have to do, I can either justify it or the law makes me do it. But with that being said, next week, I'm gonna check into this and find out, but we used to do it, and nobody ever called me on it, but I think St. Genevieve has called on everything, and got a big deal going over it, and so I'm gonna find out a little more about it before next month. But I don't mind people coming in here and asking questions and hard questions. If I lived on his street, I'd be saying, but when I'm sitting back in his chair, I know what it's gonna cost. And you talking about 5,000, that won't even get them down here. Ronnie's talking about the street. We're talking about $100,000 for a short block.
30,000 don't last long, I know.
30,000 won't do nothing but patch. You can't get an inch overlay on any street we got with $60,000, not 30,000, 60,000. But it would help, like I used to do. I used to do a little bit on every street all the time. I can't help. But anyhow, without getting any more trouble, either next week we'll be able to talk, or I will answer them questions, because I'll have them to do, or respond on.
Because Mr. Wright said he would have been here tonight, however, he had to be another time. But trust me, in the next 3 months.
But I know about the grants and things, and we're working on them, we're trying to get them. I mean, everything that's going on ain't, you know, we talk about. But you can't make people think you're gonna get something and don't get it. You just wait and find out one way, the other, and then it's bad. And, well, I'm fixing to have to turn this and go close down. But I got a few minutes I can stay up in between meetings. You need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
If you five can't, or you six can't get it done, it's a whole lot of people in the same area that know people that can assist. I've never heard of anybody ask. I'm beating out of it, talking with people, and like I said, that's probably better, you know, and his hands were tied because we can do stuff outside of the board and talk with people. That's how business get done.
Well, I tell you, everybody in this whole town should have been calling and screaming bloody murder when we didn't get declared the tax area. Because the percentage wise of what this town was, we got hurt worse than anybody. For the size of our town, our biggest business that we have, our biggest income, then we didn't even get looked at. We didn't even get considered to say, we could have got the FEMA money for a lot of stuff, infrastructure and everything. But, I'm here, see, I know what politicians do. And I know who's in office, and I know we got a bad reputation down here as being strong Democrats.
Yeah, but we got
But we're not all Democrats no more.
No, the county has changed.
But, and as far as you talking about the medical supply, we have no control over that. We would definitely be glad to get them ground or do whatever, anything in our power. But that's the hospitals and things, we can't make them put urgent care down. We can't do it. We have no control over that. There's a man that works at the hospital most of his life. And money does it. If it's unprofitable, it ain't gonna happen. Then you got one in Chester, you got one in Festus, and you got one in Unity. And it's all for unprofitable.
All I'm saying is, Dale Wright is on all those medical boards in Jeff City. Dale Wright was a medical executive. He knows who to talk to and how to get things done for medical purposes.
Well, he can sure do it. But he also comes down here doing something, and he was here and on top of things. And he told me that I'm going to talk to the governor tomorrow and get back with you. And I ain't heard or seen anything.
He made mention of your name when we were talking.
I spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah, he said that. He spoke out of it. So I'm just
But
saying.
we got dropped like a hot potato too.
Well, he went to the governor and the chief of staff and said, hey, St. Mary didn't get 1 penny. And it's time for St. Mary to get some kind of funds to do some things, because we sinking. Bad.
Oh, yeah, it's been happening for a long time. It sure has.
Yeah, you know, this is just all talking. We just, but anybody else got anything want to say? We're between meetings.
Yeah,
It's nothing official.
I honestly haven't seen it happen for 400 people to staff a place even one night a week. It's unrealistic because you've got a doctor or nurse practitioner, you have to have a secretary, computers, all this stuff to support whoever's seeing patients. And to take a 10-minute drive to St. Genevieve or a 15-minute drive to Perryville, you know, that's kind of a more reasonable or economical thing to do. And those guys aren't even full. I walked in when I was at all at St. Genevieve, and you know, they were completely empty. You know, so imagine what it would be like for a town of 400 people. You know, it's just, it's not going to support it.
Hey, Doc, the reason I say this is because we in the southernmost part of St. Genevieve County, we deal with people between here in Chester, here in Perryville, here in Ozora, here in Hoffman, and all these areas. That's way more than 400 people.
Well, Chester's, I don't agree with that because A, that's another state. B, they have a hospital there, doctors, et cetera, and for someone from Chester to drive 8 or 10 miles or whatever it is to St. Mary, to a clinic, it's unrealistic.
You flipped it. I said between here and Chester. It's about 20 minutes to go from here to
Talk
Chester.
about cornfields between here and Chester.
Come on, let's be serious. Because when you talk about a death, and somebody filed a lawsuit, they don't file a lawsuit for everybody they can get a hold of. They don't, simply put. All I'm saying is, why can't we pursue it? You see, let them write and tell us, you can't do it.
You need anything else?
It's financially impractical. That's all I'm saying. But we don't have jack. We don't even have jack. And we got that little light up there. Why don't we take that light down? There's still more traffic at that intersection. It's steady.
You're going to take away our piece of history.
Please.
That's our history right there.
Oh, that's the problem. That's the problem. We're spending money on history. We need to be trying to live.
Well,
Look
I
at
hate to see
what
history
now?
go, you know.
Huh?
I hate to see history go.
I'd love to see it go and put that money
Okay,
somewhere else.
I'm gonna have to go into a closed session now.